All right, boys. Coach Foe, day 3, and we're picking up exactly where we left off in the last one, which means we're starting the Waterfall Quest. And I've already started it. Let's actually just double check before we move on here, but we can start Quest Hopper. We're going to go ahead and get to the raft to the west. We'll probably try to run this episode all the way to Fire Giants at the end of Waterfall, but we're going to have a lot of other quests kind of like interspersed in between. We'll knock out a lot of Dwarf Cannon. We'll do like Plague City, most of Biohazard, things like that. And then we'll probably end this, I think at the end of Waterfall, where, you know, we turn in the quest and then get around to the Fire Giants. I think we're going to be doing that. But I'm probably not going to show like all of the Fire Giant kills. So I think, you know, we'll get to the Fire Giants, we'll log off there, and then we'll start the next episode at the Rune Scimitar, because that'll just cut out a lot of nonsense. Okay, what we did up there on the waterfall, by the way, using the rope to get down, you know, into where the entrance is, and then using the barrel to get down, you don't actually need to do that, and I actually intended to show that, but I kind of forgot, so I'm not gonna lie. If you forget your rope on the first time, you can just swim to the rock and it'll wash you down to the same area and you don't take damage. So if you don't remember your rope, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. But we're going to go from the waterfall start, do all the quests up to the book, and then we're going to come up here because we're going to start the Dwarf Cannon quest now. This is one that we do a lot of, a sequence on this side of the map, and then we go over to Falador and do some more there. So we just want to make sure that we take care of this side of the map real quick. Excuse me. Hello. There we go. Sorry, I just talked to him and he like canceled my text like immediately. Alright, he gives us the railings. We're going to come over here to the east and grab the hammer that's in this room. Let's not close the door again. Watch out for the bat, especially if you are low HP. And also, the quest helper has you start on that side over there, but it doesn't really matter which side you start at. It highlights the one that's up on that side of the map if you are using it. I think I have Waterfall up right now, which is why it's not showing it for me. But you can just kind of go to any of the broken ones. I've personally always started at this side, so I'm just going to look for the broken ones. You can see that they're just slightly bent. I might have skipped one right there. I'm not actually really sure, but it's okay. And yeah, just make sure you have a little bit of food for this because it will damage you a bit. You know, as settled, he knows. Still broken, still broken. There we go. I would heal here, but I'll actually probably just heal over time most of the way until we get down to the next step of Waterfall. Even though we haven't started Plague City yet, we can actually already make the Hangover Cure, I'm pretty sure. Save some inventory space, not that we really need to. Look at that, I did skip one, I was right about that. Whoops. Okay, well we know where to go back to at least. Come on. I imagine you'll have to skip forward to this part because you're probably doing this faster than I am. There we go, one left. We can go ahead and heal now. Let's just walk this so we can pay attention, since Quest Helper doesn't want to highlight it, because I was already tracking another quest when I started. There we go. Come on, dude. It's obviously a bit more successful if you have a higher smithing level, by the way. Or is it crafting? I'm almost certain it's smithing. I could be wrong. I don't think I've failed this many times in a long time. Kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. Okay, I'm gonna try from this side because obviously if you're standing right in front of it, you can't fail it. Yeah, see? Perfect. Physics. Okay, let's go save the little dude. Well, pick up his remains. Up here. Up here. Dwarf remains. Down and down. I just realized this guy's name is Log Off. Like get off the game, log off. Huh. Alright, down to the fishing guild. We gotta go grab the little kid that's hiding in some sacks or a barrel or something there. I'll do that. There's nothing dangerous on the way, so we don't really need to stress about that. This is the fishing guild, for those that don't know. You probably do. 68 fishing to get in, so you can't use the bank in there. But you can come back later on. It used to be like a huge hotspot back in like the early to mid 2000s. Now it's an actual ghost town and no one goes there, period. Except for maybe some bots, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I grew up spending half my time in the fishing guild. In like RuneScape Classic though. Alright. Goblins. Kinda wish I brought some runes on me just so I could you know, cast on some things as I ran by. Kinda forgot. What are we doing so far, by the way? 40 quest points now. 19 quests completed. We've got we have a few that are yellow, because we've already started, kind of multi-questing a bit. Pretty good. Okay. Now I've got a choice here. I can actually run all the way back up and like finish the Dwarf Cannon step right now. Or I can continue on to Plague City and Biohazard. And there's no real reason for me to go back up right now. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to continue on to Plague City and Biohazard. The next time we come back up to the Waterfall Quest, we'll just do the Dwarf Cannon step then. Because it's going to be on the way while we are going back with Glariel's Pebble. So instead, you know, we'll just save ourselves a little bit of time. Go up the mud pile here. We'll go down to Ardougne, and we're going to start the Plague City quest. So again, you know, in the last episode I talked about we want to get Plague City done so we have the mining level. You'll get 15 mining off the quest, I believe it is. We need the mining level for the Knight's Sword quest, but we don't want to go like mine copper and tin. That's extremely slow. Plus, using a bronze pickaxe, it's just not really worth it unless you're tick manipulating. Then it actually is, but you know, we're not going to expect that people are going to be tick manipulating. So let's go to the bank first, even though it's a bit faster to run over here. Just because I want to drop some of these heavier things off, and I need to grab, here we go, some, you know, kind of right on cue, some more food for my cat. But we need the mining level anyways. We need Plague City and Biohazard as a prerequisite for the Underground Pass quest. We need Underground Pass for the eventual RFD grind anyways, so we might as well get it done. And it's just a good one to knock out while we're over here. So let's, what's my pin? 3030, I think? Don't hack me. We don't need the book on backstory in. You know, actually, I'll keep it with me. I'm almost certain you don't need it, but I'm going to keep it with me just in case. A little bit of food's a good idea because we got to run through some things. Keep the hammer on us. We can keep everything else. Just drop off those planks, really. We've already made our hangover cure, but you might have the components in your inventory if you didn't do it when I did. So that's just using your bucket of milk on the chocolate dust, and then using the chocolate dust on the snape grass. You don't have to start the quest to make that. You can just make that as long as you're a member. So you can go ahead and make that now. I did not bring a spade that I need for this quest, but you will pick one up where the arrow is. So, you know, we're going to pick it up at the quest start anyways. Don't really need it with us. And the reason we brought a couple of extra buckets is it just speeds up the bucket of water step at the beginning here. It's not necessary. It's just, I mean, there's one bucket spawn in this house that you can use. It's just 4 trips running over and over. I usually just bring a couple so I don't have to do it as much. Literally saves like, 3 seconds. It's not a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and go in here. We'll pick up the picture. Quest helper will have you do that anyways if you forget to, so don't worry about it. Fill up the buckets of water. Grab the spade, talk to Edmund. And we'll just spacebar through everything. Did I bring? Yes, I did. I brought my mind runes. You gotta have the cast on you for this quest. That's important. So if you don't have, the combat runes on you, go back to the bank and go ahead and grab those out. Mind runes and air runes and some type of staff. Or an air staff and mind runes is fine as well. As I mentioned in episode 1, it's fine to use air spells. It does just as much damage as fire spells does nowadays, but you get more experience off of the higher tier spell. So it's better to use, your highest tier spell if it's not something that has an elemental weakness. So using air strike or anything else like that on everything is fine. But if you have the option and the funds to use fire, you want to use fire because, a higher level spell is more base XP. So it's kind of nifty. That being said, I have water on me, so I can kill the fire giants because they have a elemental weakness, so that's going to be for later. Okay, Edmund, come help me pull this. I need to get my gas mask on, don't I? There we go. Alright, so we'll go here from here to the house, just to the north. We got to go talk to the family for Elena's location. So straight north here. Through the pipe. And house to the north. Oh, I need to talk to Jethic first. He'll send me up here. There we go. Yep, got you, bro. Let's go. And talk to Martha. Go upstairs. Talk to the kid. Back downstairs. We need to go to the plague house. A little bit of a walk. So we'll do the plague house. We'll talk to the clerk. We'll basically work our way through this entire quest. Claim the experience. We'll start Biohazard, which is the next quest. Excuse me. And we're going to work that until we get the plague sample. And then we're going to end up, banking some of those things and continuing that one later on. Okay, let's go. Okay, let me, I'm just taking a note on my side real quick. Clerk, this is for the hangover cure. One more time. If you haven't made that in your inventory already, just go ahead and make that. We already have it. Let's give that to Brevik. Okay. There we go again. We don't actually need the spells for this quest. We need the spells for the next quest. Actually, was a bit mistaken there. This one we're just coming in here. I think. Pretty sure. But we are getting to the next quest right away anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Down here. Let's talk to Elena. And into the manhole. Uh-oh. Oh no. Guys, I didn't feed my cat. He ran away. F in the chat. We're gonna have to get a new one. You're welcome to flame me in the comments because I'm a terrible cat owner. It's okay. Like we don't actually need that for the next while, so we've got plenty of time to get a new one and grow a new one. I guess we'll have to do that when we go back to Varrock. Once we do Biohazard on that side. Growing pains. Let's go talk to Edmund and finish this quest real quick. Oh, actually, he's up here. They changed the location. You used to finish this quest down there, but they just have you talk to him up here now.
Completed.
Okay. We are going to go in here. We're going to go ahead and start Biohazard while we're here. We're going to work all the way through here until we don't have any more RD steps. Okay, we're going to go grab some stuff from Jericho. Man, poor cat, dude. It's okay, the cat was a bad color anyways. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need here in Ardy while we're here? I could grab the purple dye. I think I'll grab that on the way to Waterfall. Because we can get that for the orange slices that are not orange during the Goblin Diplomacy or Goblin portion of RFD. Which that's going to be a big priority in the next couple of episodes, is starting to get a lot of RFD steps done. Because, you know, that's the whole purpose of this. Get RFD. Okay, let's go ahead and open the cupboard. Search this, come around the back and grab a pigeon cage. I was thinking, do I need to run to the bank for anything? Maybe get some food for my cat, but he's gone. I can't remember the last time I had a cat run away, dude. Like, I'm actually throwing. We only need that once we finish the Evil Dave portion of RFD, so like you have, you know, probably 10 hours of progress until you get to that. It only takes 3 hours to grow the cat, so like we're not in a bad spot from that if it happens. We're 5 hours in so far. But it is a bit frustrating. That's my bad. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use the bird feed over here, and then release the pigeons. They're gonna distract the guards. Which is funny because now they're just like permanently distracted for the rest of your account. Because you can just come back here at any time and then go into West Ardy and they're still distracted by those same pigeons, even if you did it 4 days ago. Great. Alright, we're gonna go this way. We can't get into West Ardy the other ways now. I forget the reason why you can't just go the same like pipe that you did last time, but we're gonna come this way. We gotta come all the way back up to the house near the one that we talked to at the beginning of the Plague City quest. And we are going to pick up a rotten tomato from up here. Poison their food. Completely normal thing to do, by the way. There's one inside here, but I think you should just grab this one that's outside. Rotten apple, there it is. Let's go. Yeah, nice clicks. Okay, now we gotta go get a doctor soon. you can go talk to them if you want to. They say that they're sick. You can get a doctor, or you just go straight over here and, you know, get the doctor gown first. Just follow Quest Hopper. They know things. I think for years the guides actually had you go the other way first. Oh, Beekeeper. We're going to go and do the random event. These are in the wrong order. It's worth doing these because nowadays, once you finish the whole outfit, it will give you an XP lamp. Actually, I guess you get it even before then. Give me just a sec. Gotta sneeze. Maybe not. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I guess they give it to you every single time now. Didn't used to do that. I thought you used to have to finish the whole set first. Also, speaking of which, my collection log notification is not on. Apologies, chat. It's like 5:30 a.m. and I'm doing this. I keep calling you guys chat. Wow, I'm such a Twitch streamer, dude. Holy crap. What do you say for YouTube? Apologies, comments. It's early. I'm congested. My bad. All right, medical gown. Put that on. Let's go ahead and get through here. I'm very strongly trying not to, like, sniffle in the microphone, but, you know, sorry if I forget sometimes. Okay, this is why we grabbed our runes earlier. Go ahead and set our autocast. Attack the mourner. I think we can just stand back here. We'll go ahead and safe spot him here. If you didn't bring runes, it's okay. It would take absolutely forever, but you can actually just like punch him and then run back this way, because he'll de-aggro there. It just takes a while. So if you hit and then run back to this corner immediately, he won't attack you back if you're quick. Okay, we have the distillator. Let's go ahead and get out of here. This is going to be all of the Biohazard, you know, quest steps for this side of the map. We can drop the key. We don't need that anymore. The XP lamp. Let's talk about this a bit. So these types of XP lamps from these, you know, random events will give you experience equal to 10 times your level. So it would give me 120 cooking experience, 150 woodcutting experience, etc., etc. There's not really that much great shit to use it on right now, just because we haven't really leveled up much. So, like, I'm actually just going to keep it until I get, you know, a higher agility level or something like that, right? It's actually okay to use on, like, maybe Slayer if you want to, or, like, Hunter. I would be fine using it there, but just this early on, like, I don't need the inventory space for anything. So until I do, I'll just hold on to it. If you really wanted to use it at this stage, HP is an okay option, I guess, because, you know, you're hardcore. Magic is probably a bit of a waste, but, you know, why not? And otherwise, I guess you could toss it in Thieving for 200 Thieving XP, but it's just, these are just, like, such easy levels that you just don't really need to. So I'd really, you know, keep it until either Agility or Herblore later on. Okay, Elena. She's going to give me all of the plague samples. We'll have to take these later on to Remington. Now, there used to be something with this where, like, you're not supposed to teleport with them or something. I feel like they changed that. I feel like you can teleport now with them. I want to look it up. Just gonna glance at it real quick. Yeah, I don't see anything about not teleporting with it. But I do know that you used to not be able to. Okay, anyways, we're going to move from here. We're going to go do the Waterfall Quest. So we're coming down to the tree. We're continuing Waterfall. We're going to go to the Tree Gnome Village because it's just going to take us there instantly. Like I said, you know, when we unlock these spirit tree methods, it just speeds all of that up. So we can stop the Biohazard quest. And from here, we can start Waterfall if you want to just track this. You can ignore the whole path because we skipped to the middle of the tree with the teleport. We'll go down the ladder over here. Let's go ahead and burn some red energy. We got to come down here and get the Glariel's Pebble. So we're going to come grab the key from over here. And then we'll come back this way, get the pebble. Now, we are going to the dungeon where we're going to need to, you know, drop some of our stuff or bank it. So we're going to be running back up to the bank here soon. Probably get rid of a lot of these things. Alright, ignore these guys, we're fine. Let's come upstairs, back to the west. We're going to take the tree again. Now for this coming step, we're going to make sure that we have a rope on us again. So, you know, we deposited that earlier. We need to get the runes out that we need for the Waterfall Quest. We don't want to forget that, so we need the rope. We need 6 air runes, 6 earth runes, 6 water runes. You don't need fire runes. A lot of people get that wrong. We'll take this to number 3, which is the Battlefield of Khazard. Definitely almost said number 1. Number 1. Let's go ahead and grab this purple dye like we talked about earlier, by the way. That's just going to be for a quest later on, so we'll just toss that in the bank. Let's organize the inventory a little bit for the things that we need. We want a hammer for the Dwarf Cannon quest. Let's keep the Barcrawl card, and let's hit the bar while we're over here. We need the Glariel's Pebble. We can deposit the purple dye. We can keep the teleports on us because we're going to get into the Knight's Sword quest soon, so we're going to be using those. We can deposit the buckets. We'll keep a little bit of food with us. We can drop this. We can probably drop this. We could drop the book on Backstorian. We'll keep the Beekeeper's boots because then we won't get the same items over and over when we do the Beekeeper mini quest or random event. Artie Telly Scroll, we can go ahead and use that. That was a reward from the Plague City quest, and that's just going to be for, where are we going? The bartender. That's just going to be something that unlocks the Artie teleport when we get level 51 magic for it. Alright, he gives me that. So we have our first step of Barcrawl done at the Flying Horse. We can ignore that now. Let's grab all of these things out. We could deposit the spade, deposit these. Let's go ahead and wear a blue wizard hat. We don't need the gas mask anymore. We could deposit that. So we'll deposit all of this stuff up here. We're done with all of these things. We're also gonna heal here to full and grab a little bit more food out. This is a portion of the quest where we have to tank moss giants. If you're 10 HP, you could get KO'd here. I'll show you how not to, but because we're going to use the same method anyways, just to kind of, you know, teach people how to do so and how to stay alive during this quest. Never want to get hit by a moss giant in there. If nothing else, it'll keep you from panicking. We'll save our red energy for that portion, so I'm not going to be sprinting right now. We'll deposit all of this. We'll bring out about 10 stews because we're gonna save spot some fire giants as well. If you remember, I want to stop and get my Rune Scimitar because I think it's kind of a nice grind to do. I'm also going to bring some law runes with me because we're going to have the level from safe spotting the fire giants. So that's going to be kind of nice. So deposit all of that stuff. We could get, you know, a few simple healing food out if we want to, and some stews. Or it could just be, you know, nah, let's just get out the stews. We'll get 1 cake. Is there anything else we need? I don't believe there is. We could grab priest gowns if we want to look a little bit cooler. Priest gown again here. Actually, you know what? Even more importantly, pink skirt. Very important. And I think we're good there. So we shouldn't need anything else. Let's go ahead and go north here. Now the game's going to get kind of mad at me here, actually. I think I might need to deposit my Chronicle. I don't remember if you can bring this in. I feel like you can, but I actually forgot. You can't bring equipment in for this stage. I'm going to drop this off as well. I don't really need that. I don't really think it's going to be an issue. Is it going to be an issue? Nah, you know, I'll just drop it on the ground. I'll just show you the drop tree. Okay, so I do something that you know, caught myself. Need my rope, need my runes for the quest. You guys are probably laughing right now because you probably already pulled those out. Let's get a rope. Let's get 6 earth, 6 water. Anyways, so let's save our run energy. We're gonna run up here. We need our Glariel's Pebble, which we have. For this quest, you can't bring anything combat related into this dungeon, which means I believe all of this stuff I'm gonna have to drop. Now you can drop it on the ground, or you can deposit it, do the step, run back, pick it up. If you do it within 60 seconds, you could just drop it on the ground, pick everything up, come back, pick up your stuff, and move on. If you are slower than that, I like to just bet that no one's going to be walking by this area of the game. So if it takes up to 3 minutes, then your stuff will still be on the ground. As long as you get back to pick it up, no one else is going to yoink it. However, if you're too slow with it and you drop all of this stuff on the ground to go in the dungeon, someone that's passing by could just walk along and pick up your runes. I'd say risk it anyways, because I don't expect anyone to be here. What I've done in the past, like what I do in Deadman modes and stuff, is I go up that ladder right there, which is from the Dwarf Cannon quest, and I drop my stuff up there. That way, anyone that's passing by doesn't see it. But I'm not worried about it. We're just going to drop all of the combat stuff right here, and then we're going to use the pebble on the tomb so we can go in. Okay, so the goal here is to get in combat with something that's not a moss giant. You want to stay out of the aggro range of the moss giant and try to get in combat with like a zombie like this, and then walk so you don't get hit by the moss giant. Now I'm far enough along, so I'm gonna go and run here. We're gonna get in combat with the skeleton. This is just so it's a single combat zone, so the moss giant can't hit you if you're in combat with the skeleton or the zombie. I'm still in combat for too long, so I can run by him here. Down here we can get in combat with one of these guys. He's already hit me, so I'm going to run across, and I'm going to run past this. You don't want to stand on the north side there because the moss giant will bop you. And then again, we want the skeleton to hit us before we go back. The moss giant can't KO you if you're this HP. They can only hit up to 20... I'm sorry, up to 13, I think. But it's just something to, you know, be mindful of, you know. And that was quick enough, so no one would be able to pick up my stuff from now, so I could just pick everything back up. Nice and easy. You need to grab both of those things. The urn and... There we go. That's everything. And the Glariel's Pebble. Glariel's Amulet, rather. So we'll put that up here. Glariel's Amulet and the urn. We're going to continue the Dwarf Cannon quest. Let's go and talk to Captain Logoff. We have our hammer on us already. I'll see if I can do anything. Okay, so fix it with the toolkit. Use the toolkit on this. Pliers on the switch, is it? Pretty sure it is. I'm not sure if I just turned it on or off, though. We'll just mess around with this a bit until I get it right. This on the spring. This on this guy down here. There we go. Okay. Captain Logoff. He should give me some stuff to go to Fally with. Okay, just for you. Down to Ice Mountain. Okay, so we're done here. I guess he doesn't give me anything here. I actually thought he did. Find Nolodian, needs to know what ammunition. Cool. Okay, so Nolodian is the guy that's in Falador, so we can continue on to the Waterfall Quest now. And this is pretty good progress so far. We're almost done with Dwarf Cannon. We still gotta, you know, to go back to Nolodian and Falador and then back over here to turn it in. So that's pretty much wrapped for now. Plague City's done. Biohazard is mostly done. Waterfall is about to be done. And then we're gonna head over to Falador after all of this sequence. And we're going to be doing the Knight's Sword for smithing XP. And that's going to be so we can unlock the Tourist Trap quest, because that requires level 20. Let's go ahead and board the raft here. Very important here, make sure you walk to the south, all the way to the southern edge of this, and then use the rope on the boulder. on the rock, and then use the rope again on the dead tree. You used to have the Glariel's amulet like equipped to get in here. You don't need to anymore. And then let's just be mindful here. There's fire giants. Fire giants have a max hit of, I want to say 12, but I can't really remember. I'm going to look it up real quick. Max hit of 11. So don't get KO'd with an 11. Your food can heal 11 HP, which means if you get hit down into KO'able HP and then, you know, you eat, you literally cannot get KO'd. So just keep your health high enough. You can do the same trick if you really wanted to. Like if you're 10 HP here, you could, you know, get in combat with a rat like this, with a, you know, spider, with something. You attacking something else does not get you in combat with them, but them attacking you does. So if I take this off maybe, and oh, here we go. We got a spider on us. If we get bopped by the spider once, you can then immediately run all the way through to stay out of combat with the fire giant. So if you're 10 HP, you might want to do that. Try to get in combat with a rat. It's going to be a good idea for you. If you're not 10 HP, just send it. Then we're just going to come in here, and we're going to use one air rune, one earth rune, one water rune on each one of these pillars. And don't mess this up, because if you get this wrong, you get washed out at the end. So make sure you're getting the 3 puffs of smoke on each one of the pillars. And if you miss it, make sure you know which one you missed. It doesn't really matter. You can use all of them on it again. There's no penalty for like trying to use more. From here, we're going to use Glariel's amulet, not the gnome amulet that you're wearing. Glariel's amulet on the statue of Glariel. And then again, all of this is important to do in the right sequence. Use the Glariel's urn on the chalice. If you click on the chalice, or if you just like, you know, screw any of that up, it will wash you out. That is a massive amount of strength and attack XP. You get a little bit of a reward from it, which we can get some cash off of later on. We're up to 41 attack now, so we can wear a rune sim if we get it, and 30 strength. So this is our starting combat sequence, almost done. There's a few more combat quests that we want to do, like Hero's Quest, which is going to bump our defense up, our prey up, etc. And from here, I can now do what I wanted to do, which is safe spot fire giants. We're going to be a bit careful with it. But I'm going to spend some time here now. So like I talked about, I want to take advantage of the new elemental weakness. You say I just hit a 16 on that. Elemental weaknesses are a newer thing in the game. I'm going to look up the fire giant so you guys can see it. And I'll just capture this for you so you can absolutely see what I'm talking about. So fire giants on the wiki have a elemental weakness, which you can find down here, to water of 100%. What that weakness means is you are 100% more accurate, and 100% you deal 100% more damage as well when you're casting on fire giants. So that is a massive increase. One more thing I can go over while I do this, I'm going to pull this up again, is the DPS calculator. So I'm going to close this. On the wiki page on your minimap, so you see the minimap up here, the wiki deal right here, you can right click wiki and search DPS wiki. You might have to have the wiki plugin turned on RuneLite. You might have to have wiki enabled in the in-game settings, probably wiki entity lookup, I'm pretty sure it's that. I think you probably need wiki turned on RuneLite as well in the settings, but if you right click that and then go to DPS wiki, it is going to pull this page up. Now I'm going to go loot the fire giants real quick, so I'm going to get bopped once. But I kind of want these big bones. I'll cast on the next one while we talk about this. So this is the wiki DPS page, right? This is super easy to use. All it's going to do is when you click on that, you know, DPS wiki thing, it's going to automatically upload to the combat calculator or the DPS calculator on the old school RuneScape wiki with whatever gear you're already wearing. You can change your prayers if you want to. You can go to the stat page. You can change your skills. You can change your equipment if you want to. If I want to search a Tunic and Shadow, I can put that on and see what that's going to be like. You can add potions on the stat page. You can come over here to combat, change your attack style. All of this matters. If you're, you know, pounding on aggressive, that's going to give you an invisible +3 bonus to melee, +3 strength. So sometimes you'll get a new max hit out of that. Max hits affect DPS a lot. So that's just kind of like something to look out for, right? But basically, I'm going to use this to compare some different things, and you can do this on, you know, any NPC. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to search Fire Giant. We're killing level 86 Fire Giants. We are using a spell, autocast, Water Strike. And I'm going to compare this to, say, Fire Strike, right? To give you an idea of how strong this elemental weakness is. So I'm going to add one new loadout here. That's going to completely duplicate my loadout. And then, you know, it's all the same equipment, everything else that I've already chosen from the last one. And then I'm going to change this to Fire Strike, which is a higher level spell.
Completed.
Now, with elemental weakness, my Water Strike from loadout 1 is a max hit of 16, and my accuracy is 100% more than it was otherwise, which is now up to 93%. With loadout 2 with Fire Strike, my max hit is 8 and 86%. So, like I said, massive DPS increase. I'm 2.5 DPS instead of damage per second instead of 1.2. So I'm very, very strong with this setup. So this is why I'm doing this, and this is just going to be a way to quickly level up my mage while going for a Rune Scimitar drop. Now, we talked about Zami Warriors. I'm going to add a third loadout for Zamorak Warrior, level 84, with Fire Strike, to compare that a bit. Now this, you can't, I don't believe you can change the loadout for different things, so I can't have the first one looking at Fire Giant, the second one looking at Zami Warrior, but just to show you, you know, kind of like the difference here. A Zami Warrior, I guess the loadout 1 and 3 are going to be the same thing here. So a Zami Warrior, I'm going to have a max hit of 8 against, right? Let me loot. This is the other thing that people kill for the Rune Scimitar. Like I mentioned, they've got 45 HP. You can see it right here. And then they have a 1 in 50 drop at the Rune Scimitar. So 45 HP, 1 in 50 drop. You have to effectively, if we just think about it this way, go through 2,250 HP total to get to that Rune Sim drop. And the time to kill on these is 40 seconds, right? So that's what that TTK is. Average time to kill 40 seconds. You're a little bit less accurate. You have a half as high max hit versus a Fire Giant. My time to kill the Fire Giant is 96 seconds if I don't have the elemental weakness, but we're going to change that spell, make sure that it's affecting the right one. And come down here to Water Strike. So the Zami Warrior was a 40-second time to kill. This is a 46-second time to kill. So very slightly slower, right? Because these guys have more HP. They've got 111 HP. But I'm dealing 2.5 DPS versus 1.2. So even though I have a longer time to kill slightly, I'm gaining more than twice as much Mage XP from this, and which also means HP XP. So it's going to be a slightly longer grind to a Rune Scimitar overall because, you know, we were dealing a total of, to hit the drop rate of a Rune Sim, a total of 2,250 HP or damage to these Zami Warriors, right? 50 drop rate, 1 in 50 drop rate, and a 45 HP monster. This is a 1 in 128 drop rate, and it is a 111 HP monster. So that makes it a good bit more, but I'm hitting twice as fast, right? So I just personally think that this, you know, could be worth it overall. It will be faster still to, you know, kill the Zami Warriors than it will be the Fire Giants, but I think the extra experience is nice. If you want to roll the dice on these, you can. It will get my magic up anyways, which I need, which will get me more teleports unlocked and things like that, and it's just kind of a cozy grind to do. This could also just take a very long time. You know, you could be here for 1,000 or 2,000 casts. You can be here for longer than that if you go dry. So it's up to you whether you want to send this. You could try it a little bit if you want to, and if you don't end up lucking out, then you can move on. You can always buy a rune sword from the Champions Guild, like we talked about. We have the money for that. If it turns out that we end up going way too dry overall, we might just end up doing that anyways. Be careful when you're looting, by the way, because you will get bopped eventually from these. I should have enough food to last me until I get to the 10-minute unaggro period. Basically, after 10 minutes, all of the monsters in this immediate area will be unaggressive. You can use some plugins for that to identify it. It's called NPC aggression timer, I think, and it'll show you what that little, you know, outline of the aggroable range is. I don't usually keep it on because it's just a lot of clutter, but you need to be outside of the the local area to turn that on, because otherwise if I turn it on right now, I'll have to leave and then come back because it needs to load in the area fully to recognize it. So I don't have that on right now. Go ahead and take this guam leaf. That's kind of nice. But anyways, all of that yapping to say, I'm going to try for the Rune Scimitar here for a bit. We'll kill some fire giants. If we're lucky, great. If we're not lucky, we'll probably decide later on if we're going to move on or not. But, you know, I kind of want some early mage XP anyways. So we will probably at least get up to, like, I don't know, maybe 31 mage, maybe even 37. I don't know if we'll go that high, but HP and mage is nice. So I'll go ahead and end here, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Sorry for all the yapping. I know there was a lot, you know, towards the end of this, but I think it's helpful information. So, you know, take it for what it's worth, and, you know, go whichever grind you want to go with. So see you next time.